Well, I think we're live. Good evening and welcome then to this, what we hope will be a regular feature here from Featherstone Rovers. As you know, many of you know me, don't I? I'm the voice of Rovers TV. As some people say, I've got the face for radio, but they're allowing me to live stream now on this new thing called Facebook and YouTube. And joining us tonight as we build up to what will be our Challenge Cup game against Hull on Saturday, is James Webster, New Brown, and I do believe that Mr. Chisholm has now joined us. So good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Pete?
So what's happening, guys? What's happening? I hope you're all right. I hope that you've trained well this week. And I'm going to start with the main man, the gaffer, and just ask him how training's gone and preparation for this week is going or has gone, etc.
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you, Pete. We've enjoyed the opportunity and the challenge that lays ahead this week. We've trained well. We trained early on in the week, and we'll have our captain's run tomorrow night in preparations for what's going to be another big challenge against a team that's playing pretty well at the moment at the top of the Super League. So a new challenge awaits, one that obviously we look forward to with open arms.
With the aspirations being towards Super League, James, and obviously Featherstone tried to get into Super League. So in one way or another, do you think that this could be a very good test as to whether we would have been up to the mettle, you know, if we had gone in Super League as a club? Or is it, I know cup games are a one-off, and they always tend to be that little bit special. They always hinge on one incident or one form of magic, maybe, new break in the line and running 70 metres or something like that, you know, a spectacular touchdown. That sort of kind of thing. But do you use it as a yardstick so early in the season as to how far you've come?
No, not at all, really. If we were in Super League, we would have a different preparation. We would have played different teams in pre-season. We would have had a couple of head-outs already against Super League teams, and dare say we probably would have a couple of different individuals in our team as well. So I don't see it as a warm-up for Super League. I don't see it as a chance to see should have we been awarded that spot to go into Super League, how we would have competed. Our eyes are obviously firmly set on being as good as we can this year in the championship, but Challenge Cup is a good distraction. It's a prestigious competition that everyone in rugby league holds fondly, but obviously Featherstone, having won it 3 times, it holds a special place, I know, in a lot of supporters' hearts. So.
I suppose going back to 1983 and the cup final that Featherstone weren't expected to win, so that's kind of like still holds strong memories for a lot of people and a lot of supporters at the club. And obviously with it being Centenary here as well, there's a lot of people who, if you like, kind of have the dream, that how nice it would be to get there. But we've also got a flip of the coin on that because we've got the AB Sundex. So in one way or another, we know that the priority, and I think we spoke about this before, James, is that the priority is to get to Super League. But either one way or another, we could still end up at Wembley.
Yeah, we've got 2 bites of the cherry when you talk about a day out at Wembley, which would be fantastic, as you said, in our Centenary season. Without being disrespectful to ourselves or the competition, we'll probably have more chance within the 1895 Cup than the Challenge Cup, simply because we're in the semi-final already. We're just one match away from that. But I think any professional likes to test themselves against the best, and at the moment, 2021, Hull FC sit very close to that within the professional game in this country. So we're going to get 17 people that have the opportunity to go out and test themselves against what is a very formidable, fit, strong, well-drilled side at the moment.
You said after the battle game, James, that we need to reduce the amount of tries that are being conceded. So is that something that you worked on this week? And are you taking steps within the whole team to try and improve that defensive mechanism?
I think we've got a lot of improvement to go yet on our defence for sure. We didn't do a huge amount of that during the preseason due to COVID, in that we tried to stay away from the concept of contact, which sounds crazy for a rugby league coach or a rugby league player to stay away from contact. But you've got to remember, when we started training or came back from Christmas, the pandemic seemed to be at its worst, and the rules in place at that stage didn't really encourage contact in any way, shape, or form, and we decided to be a little bit cautious on that. And we're still a work in progress defensively. We understand we've got a long period to go before the end of the season, and I think we will grow as the year goes on defensively. But we are up against a big test this week defensively. Hull have scored some great tries and do have some big, powerful units out there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a test all round. I'm just going to quickly jump to New and Dane and ask them quickly for their thoughts, James. I will come back to you because we have got some other questions for you as well. New, settling in all right. You must be really, really looking forward to playing a different team than Batley.
Yeah, definitely. I think no disrespect to Batley, but it's another level up for our team. We can't think too far ahead, but I guess a lot of people are talking about promotion, but for us, we're just taking it week by week, and what we can control is to play good against Hull to be better in the Championship Cup. So I think before promotion, I think we've got to take it week by week and just go from there.
And you've been scoring some tries as well now. So is that something, well, it's obviously something you want to continue, but how did it feel, obviously, when you crossed for your first one? Were you elated?
Yeah, it feels good to cross the line again. I'm lucky that I can play on the back of some talented players, and like with Ches being a well organizer, a good chat on the field. It felt good to run again. I've still got a lot more to improve, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. And you seem to be able to just have this turn of pace and this little sidestep that just, it bamboozles the defence, and you've gone, mate. It's like you're a ghost. You've disappeared. So obviously, is that something that you hope to improve on and keep, working on and make better as the season progresses? Yeah,
definitely. I think my left foot or right foot step has always been a sort of big part of my game, and I guess for me, it's more about giving to my outside men, and as the defense continues to focus on my outside men, that's when I take the opportunity myself. So yeah,
good stuff. I'm going to jump across to your partner in crime and also your brother in rhyme. And here he is now. Chizzy, how are we doing, mate?
Yeah, that's good, Pete. Thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I had some radiation this week, mate, but I'll not bore you with it. But yeah, it's going well, mate. It's going well, and I'm glad that the season's back up and running and giving me a bit of focus. But switching back to yourself, Chizzy, how's it going for you so far this season?
Yeah, it's been good. We're touching a bit on just training and how we can't be, we're training at 100%, but there's we've been limited to. So there's definitely parts of our game that we want to be a lot better in. But all in all, we're back playing footy, and that's a big positive. So we're in around the boys, and we haven't lost a game yet. So yeah, you can only be happy with that.
Good stuff. And obviously, I know you've been in England a little bit longer than New, and I don't mean this in a detrimental way to yourself, New, but is there any of the Hull boys that you know, and kind of like what to expect when you play against them?
Yeah, I know a few of the boys from back home. I was at the Bulldogs with Josh Reynolds, but I don't think he's playing. He's picked up a hammy. I've been talking a little bit, so I don't think he's playing. But Maher, I played a bit of footy with Maher back in the younger days at the 20s in the Melbourne Cup, Melbourne Storm, the under-20s Cup. So I know a couple of them, but I know one thing's for sure, they're all pretty big. So we're gonna have to warm the shoulders up and get ready to tackle on Saturday night.
I'm just going to throw that back across to New very quickly as well. New, is there any Hull boys that you know yourself?
Yeah, there's a few boys I've played with. Tomo Vave in international, played against Mahe back at 20s, and then the NRL I've played against Josh Reynolds. So they're all quality players. They bring a lot of experience to their team. But yeah, we can, I guess, at the end of the day, we can only focus on what we do. So,
well, the game is available on the Our League platform, and the Game Pass is available to buy at the early bird price of $4.95 today and tomorrow. And if you can't snap up an offer at $4.95, it will be available on game day at £10. I'm going to switch back to the gaffer now and ask him for James. You've obviously played against Hull in the past. So what kind of memories have you got of playing against Hull teams in the past?
Well, believe it or not, I actually played for him as well too, Pete.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, obviously living in Hull, the rivalry between the two sides is massive. It's part of folklore. It's part of everyday life. Your colours are tattooed to your front door, so to speak. Whether you're red or white or you're black and white, and that rivalry is probably unmatched in rugby league. Saints Wigan obviously have a degree of it as well, but Featherston, you could say Featherston Cass or around those, but the two Hull clubs being one city, it really divides it with a river that goes through the middle of town, dividing it too. It's very symbolic which side of town you live and which club you support. So playing against them was obviously a fantastic occasion. Full houses, sold out. Good Friday, especially, was always a fantastic opportunity to partake in something special. A very special event in Hull is Good Friday when you talk about rugby league. But having worked at Hull, I've still got good friends at Hull, and I played with Dave Hodgson at Parramatta. So we've spoken a couple of times since he's been over, and it's a big club that's extremely well supported, and they've been very successful in the Challenge Cup in probably the last 5 or 6 years as well.
I suppose when you look at it, James, that either way, you're going to be if we win, that's great, and one part of the city of Hull will applaud you quite quite loudly, I would imagine. If Hull win, then you're going to maybe cop a bit of flack from the white and black, or the black and white side of the city, I suppose.
I think this game's pretty easy for us in that it's a free hit for us. No one expects us to win. They're high flying at the moment. They're doing really well. We're going to go out there and give it our best shot, and try as hard as we can. Go out there to try and win the game, not just to be competitive, but to win the game. So should we win this game, I'm sure the east side of the city would be ecstatic with that. It's a competition that's still really revered in Hull. They talk obviously about 1980 a lot, where the two sides played at Wembley, just like people at Featherston talk about 1983, which, believe it or not, it was against LFC as well. Yeah,
it certainly was. Well, we've got an absolute stack of questions coming in, and I'm going to start with one question for yourself, James, at this moment in time, and that is from BJ Hawk, and it says, you're doing a cracking job, but how does the experience coaching Featherston in the Championship compare to, say, Wakefield in the Super League? And do the facility, at Featherston match up to other clubs in Super League?
Good question. Well, when I was at Wakefield at the time, Wakefield just went through. I wouldn't say they were in administration, but we had to sell 5 players. And we sold Tim Smith, we sold Paul Ayton. I can't remember a couple more. They all left really. And Rich was still there, Rich Agar, and he moved on to Warrington halfway through the year. And that season, when we were still there, we had 11 players come, I think January, ready to start. So we had to pay some players 2-year deals and back end them quite harshly. And it left us with not a huge amount of money to be able to spend. So Michael Carter did a really good job coming in and steadying the ship from the point of no return, really. Wakefield were extremely close to closing down. And in my first half year taking over from Rich, we did really well. We won a lot of games. Second year was extremely tough. Wakefield have come along a long way since then, especially under Michael's stewardship. They used Featherstone as a training base for a while. And now they've gone back, but they have, they've invested in their infrastructure. When I was coached there as an assistant or coach, we basically begged, borrowed and stealed. That was for training facilities, for grounds to train at, and believe it or not, even for balls. We had to, ask, could we have balls, from other clubs because we ran out, etc. As I said, they've done a great job since then, and Wakefield are a really good club that have done exceptionally well. Featherstone, when you talk in regards to Super League clubs, well, the clubs have been at Hull KR, Hull FC, Wakefield, Leeds. Leeds is probably off the field the biggest, has the best facilities. But when you talk about Wakefield's facilities training-wise and their little setup and owning their own ground, which is a really unique thing in rugby league in this country, it's fantastic, and we have a good opportunity to expand that. Should we be able to get into Super League with the funding that comes with that, we would be able to improve those facilities as well, because we own those and we're able to do what we want with them. So, it's been a great experience for me, Featherstone. I've loved every minute of it. I just wish, we could have played more games today.
You've announced the 21-man squad games, but there's several fans asking. I've had a similar sort of questions come in from Aaron Bano, Sam Goulding, Bob Perlow. John Turpin is asking the same sort of kind of question. What's the status of injuries in the club? And, will we see the likes of John Davis and Dale Ferguson back in action soon? Okay.
Injury-wise, we're pretty good up to Christmas. Just Joe Summers, I think our last training session before Christmas broke his foot. Other than that, we were really good up to Christmas. When we came back from Christmas, we had some small ones. Dane had a problem with his calf and New contracted COVID. And we had a couple other small injuries. But we're not too bad at the moment. This is where we're at the moment. Obviously, Minzy Kane's just coming back from COVID, so he's not allowed to play this week. John Davis is still self-isolating, so he's not in the squad for that reason as well. Dale Ferguson is out injured with a hamstring that he hurt against Batley, so that's why he hasn't been in the squad. Tom Holmes will come back this week after being out with not a hamstring tear, but one that was related to his back. Young Jacob Doyle struggled with a hamstring. We have had 7 or 8 people each week unavailable for different reasons. COVID being a big one through things like self-isolation and a couple of people getting it. So we have those players such as John who haven't played. They've been unlucky. There's some of the rules with the RFL. 10 days plus is a long period of time.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. I've got another quick question for you, James, before I move over to New and Chizzy. And this is from a gentleman called Hugh Taylor. And you ask, at the start of the season, you switched Dane to the right-hand side with Tom/New going on the left-hand side. You then switched them back for the last 2 games. Can you sort of like give us a reason to the thinking behind that? And also, he asked about, you know, the impact that this has had on Brad Day, and will we see the Chisholm Day partnership at some point again this season?
Good question. Very good analysis there from who was it?
I tell you what, I hadn't even picked up on that, mate.
Smart, very smart. Well, talk about our halfback situation. All three prefer playing on the left. Okay, so if you all got a chance to pick one, they all want to play on the left. Unfortunately, straight away, 3 doesn't go into 2, and definitely 3 doesn't go into 1, playing on the left. So what I decided to start with was that both New and Tom are left foot kickers of the ball. Much easier to kick the ball on the left side of the pitch. So with the friendlies and the Challenge Cup to a degree being more, you know, well, we're not going to say warm-up games, but a little bit more room to move with results. I wanted to see, you know, how that went at the start of the year. Brett Ferris is a left-back rower, always played left, always wants to play left, as well. Why Brad, you know, was quite willing to play on another side of the pitch. So that's our thinking at the moment. That could change as time goes on. But yeah, we've got 2 left foot kickers there in New and Tom. Dane was right. And as I said, ask all 3, they would all put their hand up to play on the left. Much prefer to play on the left than the right, but that's just the situation we've got.
Yeah, it's a similar sort of thing. I mean, there is a comment and a question from Steve Grasson on Facebook, and I don't know if you're aware, James, but what we started doing, or what I started doing on the Featherstone Rovers fan page before the game every week now, I will try and pick a team from 1 to the, you know, and the subs as well. And I think it may have been against, it might have been the Bradford game. And I sat up and it got to about 2:30 in the morning. And I thought, how does Webbo do this? Because the combinations and the, you know, I had Dane at one point, and I thought, well, if I move Dane to full back, I can accommodate this player. I can move New to hooker, and you know, and see how Jake Sweeting would go in at standoff, you know, and stuff like that. And I was thinking, wow, you know, it's a bit of an headache, and it's something that we do every week. But what Steve is asking is that when Tom Holmes is back fully fit, and, you know, obviously we've got Tom, we've got New, we've got Dane, you know, and revolving them round the 6, 7 and 9 position. But then when you include the 9, you've also got to include the likes of Connor Jones and Dean Parata, who, you know, in the early part of the season, both Connor and Dean have been playing some top draw rugby, as New and Dane have as well.
Yeah. So what's the question you're asking me, Pete?
I'm just saying, how you know, what do you feel is going to be
Best
you know,
combination.
the best combination? Yeah.
Oh, have you got a coin? Have you got a coin? So the answer to that is, I think it'll sort itself out. We've got another 20 league games. We've got hopefully at least 2 1895 Cup games left, and we've got this Challenge Cup game left. Injury. If you look at the NRL, you look at Super League at the moment, and you look again also at some of our rivals in the Championship. Everyone's struggling for players already. We're really lucky that we've got a deep squad. If you put 7 or 8 players, which has been unavailable every week for ourselves so far, last year we would struggle to field a team. So the depth of our squad this year's, you know, got us through really well at the start of the year. You know, do I think about it a lot? Do I talk about my staff a lot? Do I talk about it with the players a lot? Yes. I do not know our best combination yet, any shape or form. You know, we've got a couple. You know, I think both our hookers have done really well. They're fit, they're fast, they're strong. They are similar type of players though, and they understand that, and they acknowledge that. You know, there might be room for, you know, a Tom or a New to play hooker as well, and to be able to, change up that style a little bit for us. As you said, Dane can play fullback because we are a little bit low on the wing too. Should we get an injury, Craig Hall can play on the wing. He won't like me saying that, but Craig's done a good job on the wing as well. So we do have options, and at some stage, I'm sure further in the year we will realise what they are. But at this stage, we are a job in progress for sure.
Just quickly before I switch back to the other two, from the 21-man squad that you announced, obviously, is the omission of Craig Koptzak and James Lockwood, are they just being rested?
Coppy always has a few bumps and bruises at 30. I think he tells me he's 34, but I reckon he's 35.
Well, I've known Coppy since he was born, and believe you me, I would say he's more like 38.
They're both carrying a few bumps and bruises. They're closer towards the end of their careers than towards the start of their careers, and also I've got some middles there that need some time. Callum Field, he's been waiting, needs some time. Coops hasn't got a huge amount of time. I would like those people to get some more time. Coppy's been there, done it. So has Lockie, and we will see them playing against Swinton 100%.
Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Right, I think I've sent New and Chizzy to sleep, so it's time that we woke them back up, and we're going to jump straight to New. New, how I know you come across to England and things like that, and obviously you contracted or were laid up with the COVID. How are things now with that in relation to that, mate? Are you over it? Is everything well?
Mate, all is healthy. Back to normal now. I think I don't have to get tested for 3 months. So I think my 3 months since I had COVID is coming to an end. So I would have to get back to testing. I don't know, like 2 hours before the game or something. But yeah, it's pretty much normal now. Everything's normal to me. I'm sort of used to the whole COVID thing now. It is what it is. For us to play, I'd rather go through the testing and do it properly than not play at all. So, yeah.
How are you finding Yorkshire?
I love it, eh? A lot of the boys ask me how I'm finding it here. I love it. I love the area. Obviously, COVID is about to end soon. I think it's next week or whatever, on the 12th.
Yeah.
So things will start to ease. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the city and just to, get some nice I'm waiting for Chiz actually to take me out to some nice restaurants. So he's been talking up a big game about some spots. So I can't wait.
Well, mate, let me tell you now, New, you'll be like me, mate. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for him to get me out round some nice spots, etc. And we even had before COVID and everything, myself, Dane, and Mr. Parata. We talked about having a come dine with me feature, where we all got together and over a series of time. And I suppose we could include the gaffer in this as well. I've heard that he makes a mean curry, so I reckon that we could be onto something here. But I'm still waiting for him to sort it out now. You know what I mean? So you might get fish and chips and a cheeky McDonald's from him.
I think my phone's out of reception.
We'll let you jump in on this, Chizzy.
What were you calling yourself the other day? You were calling yourself the Prince of Pancakes, weren't you? No, this isn't a stitch up. He actually was. He cooked the boys some pancakes and they were good.
Yeah?
Yeah, they were real good. Nuke can cook. I see the stuff he cooks. He's quite the chef.
Well, yeah.
So do you reckon that you've got some competition here then, Chizzy?
Oh, it's not competition, man. Food is love. We share it, don't we?
That's right.
Yeah. But, and also don't rule out that dark horse, Dane Parata, because I reckon he's going to be a bit of a whiz with a whisk.
Nah, he just eats. The other day, the other day, someone was cooking up for him. We was cooking up pancakes for him, and Noo's just stolen everything off him, go over his whole kitchen. We're at Dean's, just took over his kitchen.
How did that go down, New?
Went that really good. Just Dean, he just thinks he knows every spot in Leeds, and he's only been here for what, a year and a half.
Mostly been lockdown too.
Yeah. And James, would you trust any of these two to cook for you?
Take myself off mute. No, I wouldn't. I tell you what, there's always players always love you to your face as a coach. I'm not quite sure what they'll put in there when I wasn't watching. So I'll politely decline their offer, and I'll watch from afar, or I'll pick someone else's dish.
Looking at Webber's face, he needs some meat on him.
Oh, is that right? looking at yours, New, you've had too many pancakes, I think. So
yeah. I was going to say, has he been on the Yorkshire puddings already, James? Because he's certainly filling out his lad, isn't he, since he's been here? He's been
on those all-you-can-eat carveries.
Ah, right. Right. Is that what it is?
Is that what it is?
Webber needs some fashion tips off you, No. Look at him. He's always in his Fev kit. I've never seen him in just a normal shirt.
I thought you had to wear it for this. I'm trying to promote the club. Look, sponsors. That's what it's called. Experience.
Here, Webbo, I'm sorry, mate, that you're getting some flack here tonight, mate. I'm getting some flack. Dane, I want to quickly jump to you. I've had a question come in, and it relates to the Bradford game, and somebody's it's actually from, I'm just trying to find the name on here, Richard Morehouse, and it says, can you ask Chizzy why you got so upset during the Bradford game when the Bradford player, Gallagher, seemed to hit him with a fair tackle?
Well, I hit him or he hit me?
He hit you.
Can't remember. I don't remember it happening. I think me and Gallagher had a bit of fun out there together. We were both getting into each other a bit. So I know Brad already from when I was playing there, and after the game we had a laugh together. But we're both getting into it a little bit, which was a bit of fun. So I can't remember that specific tackle that he's talking about though.
All right, I think that's what he might be referring to. That did you take? I think what he's trying to make is, did you take exception to a manly hit from somebody who's younger than you? I think is how he's inferring it.
Nah, not at all. I think I got him twice. I don't remember him getting me. I'm basically bad luck. We've been out together and stuff, so it was it's just a bit of fun on the field. And then I'm sure he was told to go out there and run over me as many times as he could, and I had to just try and stand my ground, and then we're pushing and shoving for a bit there at one stage, and then after the game we had a laugh about it because he's a mate of mine. Yeah,
good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Right. Quickly then, what I want to do is jump back to our thoughts for the whole game on Sunday, and obviously think about what it would mean to the club. And don't forget, you can buy the watch the match live, being streamed live on the Our League platform. It is available at the early bird price of $4.95. If you buy it before the game on Saturday, and then I think it is available on the match day for the fantastic price still of £10. Now, Dane, before you play any match, but let's focus on this match against Hull. What's your kind of pre-match ritual? In the build-up to turning up at the ground, and then anything you do at the ground before you go out to the park?
I'm pretty relaxed on game days. As long as I get a good sleep, that's like probably my main one. But I don't really have any little weird things. I always put my left sock on first and my left boot on first. Always, don't know why. But on game days I'm pretty relaxed. I like to have a bit of a laugh with the boys, and then about 10, 15 minutes before we go out for warm up, I like to sort of just zone out by myself, listen to some music and try and get in the zone a bit. But I'm pretty relaxed on game days.
Okay. I'm going to put the same question to New.
Yeah, I don't really have a game day ritual, but I guess at the start of the day, like through the week, like every Monday, I sort of write up my goals, what I need to do for the upcoming game and what I need to do for the team. And then when it gets to game day, I sort of wake up in the morning, I look at them, and then I visualize them again. And then I sort of meditate for about 10 minutes. I downloaded like this app called Calm. So I just meditate for 10 minutes, and then I do like a stretching session, make sure I have some carbs. And then as soon as before I leave my door, I look back at my goals, and then I visualize it when I get to the game. I sort of sit there for about 5 minutes in the sheds while the boys are just doing their thing. I sort of just close my eyes and just visualize what I need to do. And hopefully it comes up the field.
And the same for you, James. Do you have a kind of pre-match ritual?
Not now, not as a coach. As a player, I did. But as a coach, my job's pretty much done and dusted by then. It's over to the players. Game day is about players, not about coaches. And I don't try and give them too much information on game day. We should have prepared well enough during the week for that message to already have gone across.
Well, I'm going to stick with you, James. We are coming in towards the end of this first broadcast, if you like, and thanks for joining in, guys. Couple of quick things. What would it mean to you as a coach, James, winning this game on Saturday?
It's a great game. It's great to be part of it. It's not going to define our season, I can tell you that. But in saying that, it's a test. It's a chance to test ourselves. That's the championship is a test every week in a different way. This is a test that we don't get a chance to partake in every week, and that's the special bit of the Challenge Cup. It's a shame that everyone out there are going to have to buy the live stream on our league and couldn't come down to Post Office Road and create a fantastic atmosphere. But it's still a great occasion, one for us, and one I can't wait to see our boys go out there and put their best foot forward.
And I'm going to quickly throw that to Dane and you as well. We'll start with Dane. Just what would it mean, Dane, to that final loot of goals after 80 minutes, and we've beaten Hull? What would it mean to you personally? Getting a victory.
Oh, it'd be massive. I think it'd just be huge for the confidence boost that I think a lot of us need at the club. Just if we all go out there and play our best, and I think that's the main focus for us. Go out there and play our best and give it a good red hot crack. And if we do come away with the win, then it's just a massive bonus because we're into the draw for the next Challenge Cup. But I honestly believe that we can win this game. I don't ever go out and step out in the field without thinking I'm going to win. I'm a very competitive person, and I guarantee on Saturday night, every single person out in that field is going to go out there and we're going to be believing that we can win. So, it's up to everyone to rock up and rock up with their best and really give it a red hot crack because it's a pretty good team we're playing on Saturday night.
And throwing it to you, New, same question.
Yeah, sort of the same answer to Ches. It's definitely a confident booster, I think, because it's so early in our season as a club. We're still learning our combinations, knowing who plays where. But yeah, it'll be massive for our team, and it just shows how good we can be, and especially when it's the start of the year. So we're only going to continue to grow and get better. But if we did win this weekend, it'll be a massive confidence booster.
Well, like we've said, don't forget you can watch Saturday's third round. I think it's the fourth round clash live on our league for the early bird price of $4.95. Open, available to purchase up until Saturday, and then on the actual match day itself, the price jumps up to £10. You can buy that through the Our League platform and through the RFL. I'd like to say a big thank you to Atropa Pharmacy, who are sponsoring our broadcast tonight. And I'd like to say thanks very much, James, for joining us and giving your time. I hope that it's not too much of a headache for you now. And if you can text me the team, sort of like that's going to be playing on Saturday before I put it on the fan group, mate, then I might get some points this week for elections.
You write yours down, and I'll see how close you get to it.
I'll send it to you. You've got a deal there.
I've still got one spot I haven't made my mind up yet, so I'll make my mind up on that tomorrow. But there might be a little bit different than what everyone thinks, I think.
Well, I can get my boots out if you want. They're they're a bit dusty, James. I might be a bit rusty, but I can get out there.
We're not quite that desperate yet, Pete. But thanks.
The old demon done was.
I think Marshall will try and get in there before you do.
Cheers, James. Listen, all the very best for Saturday, guys. Really looking forward to it. Enjoy your rugby league. We do. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the questions that you've sent in. I'm sorry if we didn't get a chance to ask your question, but I will try and answer some of the questions that's come in via Facebook. Just a quick final point from me. Amy Folds, who is age 7, says she wants to wish good luck to the boys. Good luck, Featherstone, from Amy Folds, age 7. So any quick messages to Amy, boys, before we go?
Thanks, Amy. Sending much love.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. We'll do our best. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Hopefully we'll catch you down at the stadium shortly when we're allowed.
Great stuff, guys. Have a pleasant evening. Don't work too hard tomorrow. Let's make sure we get a positive captain's run, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, all being well. Chizzy, I have got some questions for you from Tom Holmes, but I'll send you them in a message because I think some of them are quite personal to you.
Yeah, I'm sure when I check my phone, I'll be getting hammered by everyone, so I can't wait.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.